My name is Ryan Ahrens with Green Ocean Global Advisors. Green Ocean is a registered investment advisory firm based out of the Bay Area of California with a global presence in Europe. We're a team of independent fiduciary financial advisors and wealth managers who work with a diverse array of clients at every stage of life. Our planning process is based upon the modules set forth in the CFP curriculum, through which we provide needs-based financial plans and investment management to our clients. In over a decade in finance, I have worked with high net worth individuals and families at firms like JP Chase, Fidelity Investments, TD Ameritrade, and E-Trade Financial. My partner and I created Green Ocean based on our experience working for these kinds of Wall Street companies, where we found that the specific needs of the clients we served were not a priority. Personally, I got into the financial services industry due to an experience I had with my father in the early 2000s. Like many, my dad was looking for financial advice to help him accomplish his retirement goal in about 10 years. And through the shopping process, he ended up selecting the best salesperson rather than necessarily the most qualified. That person touted their high performance over several years, and during the 2008 financial crisis, my dad's portfolio roughly evaporated in half, as did the rest of the market and that advisor's business. It was through the process of helping my dad find a new advisor that I made the decision to change gears and focus on building a career in finance myself. I am guided by the belief that every person's most precious asset is time. While money can help us do the things that we love to do, we shouldn't have to sacrifice your personal values or become an expert in finance to accomplish your goals. My area of greatest expertise are employees who receive stock from their employer as part of their pay, known as equity compensation or equity comp. The three most common types of equity compensation are restricted stock units, or RSUs, stock options, and employee stock purchase programs, or ESPP. While these three different types of equity comp differ in how they work, the risks and costs they introduce often overlap. This type of compensation could be a double-edged sword with powerful wealth building potential on one side, balanced by unique risks, costs, and pitfalls on the other. Equity compensation introduces unique challenges which require specific analysis, acumen, and expertise to overcome. The upside is that people who receive equity compensation have some of the greatest potential for achieving lasting wealth among working Americans. When we consider the challenges equity comp introduces, I like to first establish that equity compensation is another paycheck, albeit one with more steps, irregularities, and risks. We find that inefficiently managed equity comp often results in concentrated and increased risk for financial loss, higher tax bills, included the dreaded phantom tax, and reduced liquidity, which can lead to missed investment growth opportunities and even stymie career growth. Through our planning process, we help our clients assess and mitigate the risk present in their overall financial situation. We start with discovery, where we learn more about what you and your family deem as your most important personal and financial priorities. And from there, we move into hard data analysis. After identifying and analyzing your key risks and resources, we provide recommendations and an action plan designed to take work off your plate and return bigger numbers on the bottom line. Once we have completed the process of creating a comprehensive, holistic financial plan and optimize that plan to ensure that we have things as efficient as possible, our clients enjoy increased tax savings, improved risk and reward relationships in their investments, more predictable financial and retirement plans, and more realized, usable wealth to enjoy the things that they love to do. As independent fiduciaries, our ideal is that your financial future is not tied to the overall stock market, certainly not a single company, and to help you use every resource you have at your disposal to realize what you define as the best outcome possible. The challenge with equity compensation. If critical steps are not taken with all the risks factored at the correct time, in the correct way, you can easily end up in a situation where market dips, errant tweets, and unexpected taxes rear their head, and we're back to the drawing board on how to accomplish your financial goals. First, think about all the things that our employers provide us in the modern day. Between subsidized health insurance, life insurance, retirement plans, employee discount programs, childcare and commute subsidy, the list is quite long. Depending on your employer, the total compensation you received can become entwined in almost every aspect of your and your family's well-being. When we consider the fact that your employer will also pay you with their stock, the first and most obvious concern is overconcentration of risk. There are enough financial liabilities tied to your employer that adding a bunch of their stock to your portfolio too intrinsically links your financial well-being to theirs for our liking. Consider what would happen in a layoff situation, especially once that information is made public. You can expect share prices to drop. This takes a job loss, which is already stressful, and turns it into an emergency as your portfolio value declines alongside your cash reserves. On the tax front, more money earned will almost always result in more taxes paid. However, in the case of phantom tax, it's easy to find ourselves in a situation where you pay taxes on equity income, but effectively do not have that income. This can materialize in a few ways, but the most common is when you receive RSUs, pay income taxes at that time, and the stock price drops. You have now paid taxes on an asset which is worth less than it was when you paid those taxes. A common occurrence with stock options is a lack of a plan when exercising or buying shares, which almost always means investors will have to tangle with the alternative minimum tax law, complicating your return and frequently producing unexpectedly high tax bills, which can last for years. In the case of ESPP, shares carry complex holding requirements to achieve more desirable long-term capital gains tax rates, and they carry a component of income tax for life of the ownership of the shares. Again, this increases tax bills and complexity without necessarily receiving a benefit. Further, when you receive equity compensation of any form, that compensation effectively ignores your personal values and the fact that it entirely circumvents how you choose to spend your money. Consider what it looks like versus your paycheck. Consider what bills and savings you would prioritize, like mortgage, food, education, vacations, retirement, charity. There's likely a long list of things that you would value spending your hard-earned after-tax dollars on over purchasing shares of your employer's stock. If equity compensation is left to its own devices, we are effectively valuing our employer's stock over our own personal financial goals and priorities. One of the more intangible but costly risks associated with equity compensation is opportunity costs. This comes in many forms. The first is that an investment decision is being made for you and it may not be the best one. In other words, your employer's stock may not offer the return that another investment does, or creates more risk and volatility than you can comfortably tolerate. Further, career and opportunity may be at risk. In tech especially, I've had clients share with me that they had to move to another company in order to move up in their career. With equity compensation, you effectively have a nice heavy set of golden handcuffs on your wrists, as unexercised and unvested shares will be canceled upon your leaving your employer. This complicates the already complex decision-making process behind making career moves. Ultimately, if these risks become reality, the result is likely that you will have to push back financial goals and retirement timelines to account for losses and unexpected expenses. As I discuss our approach, our first step in working together with anyone is a deeper understanding of their unique situation, risks, and resources through a holistic discovery and financial planning process. We want to know what motivates and inspires you and your loved ones from the start. From there, with an understanding of your key risks and opportunities, we construct a holistic financial plan that gives us the roadmap to confidently move forward. As we work together to optimize your plan, each type of equity comp calls for specific strategies to leverage these benefits to maximum effect. With RSUs, we analyze vesting schedules, estimate future grants, assess cash flows, taxes, career plans, and your specific tolerance for risk to create a custom plan of action and realize improved outcomes. From there, we provide ongoing execution support to ensure our carefully laid plans come to fruition without adding more tasks to your calendar. While stock options provide what can be a very powerful wealth creation tool, again, they also feature some of the most costly and complicated potential tax consequences in the entire equity comp lineup. Our planning approach here involves creating a systematic exercise and sale plan based on mathematical formulas, which account for the underlying security, your tax bracket, broad market risks, among others. A strategy I borrowed directly from working with executives and directors at large companies whose teams of legal and tax experts followed a similar process. Once we complete our analysis, we will create a strategy which accounts for your unique situation and risk tolerance and turn this erstwhile complex and expensive resource into a simple and effective tool at further building towards your financial goals. Finally, with ESPP, we face unique holding requirements and nuanced tax challenges. This type of compensation requires keen eyes and a confident hand to manage effectively, as the position must be monitored to protect the additional income realized from your employer, as well as mitigate costly short-term capital gains taxes. As with the others, we start with the introduction of a mathematical system of management. We limit tax consequences to your specific parameters and introduce a glide path from purchase through sale, which accounts for the specific stock that you've purchased, the broad market and historic volatility. Thus, we create an impactful and, above all else, easy to execute plan of action. I am of the belief that a good financial plan views money as emotionless, but helps to connect people and their money with what they care about the most. We start with a comprehensive and empathetic understanding of our clients' values and goals, then introduce data-driven guardrails paired with our understanding of markets and risks to help them achieve these goals. Where these factors meet requires a specific type of person with a specific skill set, something we at Green Ocean have cultivated through hard-won experience and study. We aim to give people more time back in their day and more money in their accounts. Through the process we reviewed today, our efforts have resulted in better bottom lines, reduced complexity, and overall improved peace of mind on behalf of our clients. Some specific scenarios come to mind when I share about our results. In the case of a Tesla employee, a well-executed RSU and option strategy we implemented, coupled with subsequent stock performance, allowed them to purchase a vacation cabin with the additional liquid wealth we helped them secure, years ahead of when they thought such a purchase would be possible. With the DocuSign employee, after realizing strong financial benefit and gaining understanding of the ins and outs of stock plans, he took the leap to another company where he leveraged his newfound understanding of equity comp, including the analysis we provided him, to negotiate an excellent signing bonus in his next role, a couple rungs up the ladder. With a Microsoft employee, we help them retire on their terms and mitigate the impact of market downturns against their portfolio. They have a consistent income generated from their investments, produced by a strategy that doesn't depend on high interest rates or a cooperating stock market to accomplish their income goals. These are just a few examples to consider. Not all situations lead to such specific outcomes, but generally speaking, our equity comp clients do not suffer from missing shots they didn't take, nor do they suffer from unexpected or higher than average tax or risk costs. We aim to work with you to increase your understanding of your total benefits, help you take the best shots at your greatest financial goals, and realize the best outcome for you and your loved ones' financial futures. Thank you for your time today. I hope to speak with you soon.